All right, everybody, 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins. What you're looking at there is the satellite and radar, obviously, across Louisiana and parts of Arkansas. That's where we have the big storms now moving into Mississippi. And severe weather threats been there, but most of what we have seen so far has been along the lines of straight line winds, which is really good news. It sounds kind of weird to say that, but the threat that we were thinking was going to be tornadoes, especially Oklahoma and into Texas. And we did see a couple, and I'll show you that coming up. But right now, most of it has been basically straight line winds. So let's get a little bit closer here. First, let me take you back out over to Oklahoma City here, or at least west of there. And let me show you the storm reports over the last 12 hours. And you can see in there Ada there. That's where we had the reports of tornadoes. But I'm telling you, that's all I'm really seeing right now for tornado reports. Right? Really good news. And if I zoom out a little bit more, you can see there's a ton of the wind damage and wind gusts. The blues are wind gusts, the numbers, which a lot of these are in the 70s and 80s. And then those lighter colors with the house, that's wind damage reports. All right, so you can see a lot in the Dallas area, even a couple here with hail. You can see that those ones are the hail right there. The rest of these kind of wind damage, and these type right here are the wind reports. So, for instance, what was this one here? That was, what did we see? 58 mile per hour winds there. I want to get some of these good ones. I mean, we had 70s out here near Amarillo. What was that one? 68 mile per hour winds. Essentially, what had happened, a lot of those winds you see out there in central Oklahoma, they ended up being basically hurricane force wind gusts, okay? Now, here's where we are right now with the current loop this afternoon. The big red box that you see there is a tornado watch box, and then you can see the yellow boxes there. Those are severe thunderstorm warnings, and now we do have a tornado warning right here in the Macomb area and right there near Liberty. Now, let me go ahead and stop this, and you can see actually a little kink. And that's one of the things that we look at. This line it's not a straight line like here, right? If you notice, there's a little bit of a kink in that. And that's exactly what we are looking for. We're looking for those little kinks in that straight line, and that's where you get a little bit of rotation. So this is in an area that we expect it to be giving us severe weather. You can see that middle area, the kind of the orangish here. This is an enhanced risk for severe weather, right? And tornadoes and straight line winds, the main issue that we're expecting right there. Now, this is also a model, so I want to show you up here in the right-hand corner. You can see the clock. I'm going to run this out from 8 o'clock this evening through about 2 a.m. tomorrow morning, late tonight, right? It's already into the panhandle of Florida. But the severe weather threat's starting to decrease. Watch as we get into tomorrow, and you see what happens. That enhanced area goes, obviously it's not here anymore because the storms are gone, but it's going to be up here in the Carolinas, from Savannah all the way up to Virginia Beach, essentially, right? Especially I-95 eastward. Now, down here in Florida, we've got this 1 out of a 5 chance. So what's happening, the upper level winds that right now are doing something like this are going to be doing something more like this tomorrow, all right? There's some wind down in here, but there's just less the further south you go. And that's why we just don't have as much of a chance in the Tampa area, at least. So let's talk about the timing for Tampa itself. This is 8:30 tomorrow morning, and you can see it's just getting close to Crystal River up there. Not quite yet, but look at, first of all, it's one little line, right? Now watch as we go into about 10 in the morning, 11 in the morning. That's about 10:30 or so. And you can see that it's a real thin line. So it's not going to rain more than 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, if that, in any one location. What we're trying to see is if this line holds together like this, we would probably see what are called straight line winds, 45, 55 mile per hour winds. If you get some cells out ahead of it or breaks in those, you may actually get a waterspout try and form along the coast and then blow on shore, and that would give us a tornado warning. So here's the timing for tomorrow. This is 10:30 in the morning. Let's go out to about 12 o'clock, and it's moving through Pinellas and Hillsborough. In fact, probably just a little bit for the beaches of Pinellas before 12. I'd say 11:30 in the morning. And again, this time is going to change a little bit, but you get the idea. Now, by 2 o'clock, Tampa's done with this, right? Hernando, Citrus, Pasco counties, all done with it. Manatee County just about done with it. And it's working its way inland. And then by the time we get towards 3:30 to 4:30, this is almost 5 o'clock. It's well south. It's even clear in Highlands County at that. And then notice back behind it where the winds are, this is the actual front itself is sitting right in here, right? You see how those winds are kind of blowing south, southwest onto Hernando and Citrus? That's ahead of the front. This wind right here blowing in from the west. That's behind the front. That will start to bring in the cooler air as we move in to the evening hours. Again, this is around 5 o'clock Wednesday p.m., okay? Now, you notice as we go into Wednesday night, we're clearing things out, more of a west to northwest wind. That is the chilly air. And here's what it looks like now on the map. And you can see, yeah, that's Thursday, where we stay in the 60s for high temperatures on Thursday, right? Pretty good northwesterly breeze, but that's the one that's keeping us cool. Chilly Thursday night and Friday morning. Friday, we start a warm-up already, just at least a little bit. Saturday will be the warmer day. We're back up to near 80 degrees. And then by the time we get into Sunday, that's Monday. Let me back up here a little bit. Let's go out to Sunday, because what's happening here is essentially you see Atlanta southward. There's a cold front basically running from Atlanta to Houston. And you see the colder air behind it. So we're going to be warm, at least initially, on Saturday, obviously, and then even on Sunday. But I think Sunday what will happen is the rain at this time is almost to Tampa at this time. And during the day on Sunday, it will push southward through the area. So like outdoor plans the weekend, it's going to rain on Sunday. Saturday is going to be your dry day. Now there's the cooler air that comes back in on Monday, and guess what? We cool down, and then we warm right back up. So it's a pretty progressive pattern. It's basically back up and down, and you can see that here in our temperature forecast. This is model-driven, but you get the idea. Average high now is 76, close to it tomorrow. Thursday, 66. And then we're warming right back up Friday. And look at those 80s, Saturday and Sunday, before the rain gets here on Sunday. And then one cool day on Monday behind the front, right? And then we start warming things back up as we get into next week. And then next week, it looks like the ridge wants to build in stronger, and that'll get us warmer, and that'll keep us drier, and that'll actually keep us from seeing a little bit more in the way of rainfall. So that's where we're at right now. That severe weather threat will be marching across Mississippi, Louisiana, and I didn't even mention New Orleans because it's Mardi Gras. Right? Fat Tuesday, they're partying. They've got a line of showers and thunderstorms coming through about 5 o'clock tonight, 6 o'clock or so. So something for them to watch. Could be severe weather. By the time it gets here to Tampa, I don't think it's a big deal. Again, I think 15, 20 minutes of rain, if that, be a breezy day, but it will cool down. And when that line does come through, we will watch for a couple of good gusts and perhaps a water spout or small tornado trying to form along the line. So we'll keep an eye on it for you. Other than that, catch us at 5 o'clock tonight on 10 Tampa Bay. And, of course, a fresh update tonight at 11 as well.